Let us look at some more past paper questions on this topic. So next one, so 2 1/3 minus 5 over 6 all over 2 1/4. So always feel free to pause the video and attempt these questions on your own. So we want to work out everything that we have at the top here. Alright, so we have top. What do we have at the top now? We have 2 1/3, 3 times 2, 6, 6 and 1, 7. 7 over 3 minus 5 over 6. So just like addition, remember we cannot add these fractions unless, or we cannot subtract unless the denominators are the same. And therefore we need to make both denominators be the same. So the LCM here for 3 and 6 is what? 6. So we want this denominator of 3 to become 6. And how can we do that? We can multiply this by 2. But remember, whatever is done to the denominator, the same must be done to the numerator for the fraction to be equivalent. So 2 times 7, that's 14. And 2 times 3, that's 6. So it's 7 over 3 is rewritten as 14 over 6 minus 5 over 6. We need not trouble that. So 14 over 6 minus 5 over 6, what's that? 9 over 6. So the entire numerator here, all the top, 2 1/3 minus 5 over 6, worked out to be 9 over 6. And then the 2 1/4, we know is 4 times 2, 8, 8 and 1, 9, so 9 over 4. So we end up with, this problem becomes now 9 over 6, that's what everything above became, divided by 9 over 4. And we know when we divide in fractions, we can always change the division to a multiplication sign and invert the fraction on the right hand side. Good? So from here, most of you will recognize that this 9 can divide by this 9. And then 4 and 6, both of them can be divided by 2. So if you maybe can just look and see that the answer would be 2/3. Or if you want to go the long route, always see this always works. Numerator times numerator. When you multiply in fraction, 9 times 4, that's what? 36. And denominator times denominator, 6 times 9, that's 54. And both numbers can be divided by 18. So 36 divided by 18, that's what? 2. And 54 divided by 18, that is 3. So our answer is 2/3. Let's look at another past paper problem. Here it is. So again, same approach. Work out everything at the top. What do we have at the top here now? 1 1/2. The top here we have 1 1/2. We convert that to a mixed fraction. We get an improper fraction, sorry. We get 2 times 1. 2 and 1, so it's 3 over 2 minus 2/5. And again, we're adding our subtraction fractions. The denominators need to be the same. As they are now, they are different. 2 and 5, both of these numbers can divide into 10. So our LCM here is 10. So we need to make this, both of them have a denominator of 10. Now, how can we make this 2 now have a denominator of 10? You're absolutely brilliant. Yes, you're correct. We multiply by 5. But it means that we have to multiply the numerator by 5 also. And over here, we need to make this 5 become 10. So we multiply it by 2. And again, the same thing has to be done to the numerator. We have to multiply by the same value 2 for the fraction to remain equivalent. So 3 times 5, that's 15. 2 times 5, that's 10. Minus 2 times 2, that's 4. 5 times 2, that's 10. So we end up with 15 minus 4. What's that? 11. So 11 over 10. So all of this works out to be 11 over 10. Everything at the top here. Now the bottom, let's deal with here now. So here we have 4 and 2/5. What's 4 and 2/5? 5 times 4, 20. And 2, that's 22 over 5. Times 3 over 4. And of course, this works out to be 22 times 3, that's 66. Remember, when you're multiplying two fractions, numerator times numerator, which is 66, and denominator times denominator, which is 20. So the approach is very different from multiplication as it is for subtraction or addition. So 66 over 20. You can simplify this if you want. We can divide both sides by what? 2. Divide 66 by 2, we get 33. Divide 20 by 2, we get 10. So the entire denominator, the bottom here, everything at the bottom here, works out to be 33 over 10. So in doing our solution now, everything at the top works out to be 11 over 10. Divide by everything at the bottom here is 33 over 10. So therefore, we'll have now 11 over 10 times, and we reciprocate the one on the right hand side always, 10 over 33. Alright, so remember when you multiply two fractions, it's numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So 11 times 10, sorry, that's 110. And 10 times 33, that's 330. And this can be reduced. I guess we can divide both sides by 10 first. And then we can divide by 11 first. So both sides can be divided, both numerator and denominator can be divided by 110. So 110 into 110, that's 1. And 330 divided by 110, that's 3. So our answer, our most simple answer would be a third. Or you could do the simplification from here. 10 divided by 10, you get 1. 10 divided by 10 down here, you get 1. And then divide this 11 by 11, you get 1. And this 33 by 3, you get 3. Either case, we get 1/3 for the solution. Alright, this is the final past paper question on fraction I'll be working. Now here we have 4 and 1/3 minus 1 and 2/5 divided by 4 and 4 divided by 4 over 5. Now you will recall in order of operations, division comes before subtraction. So we need to do the division first. So let me just bracket this, because we have to perform the division operation before we can do the subtraction. But before, let me just convert all the fractions to mixed fractions, alright? So 3 times 4, 12 and 1, 13. Minus, I bracket that because I'm doing the division first. So 5 ones, 5 and 2, so that's 7 over 5. Divide by 4 over 5. So we have 13 over 3 minus, and then remember when you're dividing, we change it to a multiplication and we invert the one on the right hand side. So this is 5 over 4. Good? Let me just continue over here. So here we have 13 over 3. Now what happens here? This is 7 times 5, 35. Because remember when multiplying two fractions, numerator times numerator, and denominator times denominator. 5 times 4, 20. Or you could have divide both of these values by 5. Divide the numerator by 5, leave you with 1. Divide the denominator by 5, and you have 7 over 4 as your answer. as the simplified version of whatever is in the bracket. So we have 13 over 3 minus, now we can simplify it by dividing by both numerator and denominator by 5. So 35 divided by 5, that's 7. 20 divided by 5, that's 4. I know I took the long route here, but of course you could have do the simplification from this stage and end up with the 7 over the 4. So now you're subtracting two fractions, and just like addition, you need a common denominator before you can subtract. So the LCM for 3 and 4 is 12. So we need both denominators to be 12. Now to get this denominator to be 12, I need to multiply it by 4. Which means I have to do the same thing to the numerator for the fraction to be equivalent. And likewise here, I want this denominator to be 12. So I need to multiply this 4 by 3. Which means I have to do the same thing to the numerator for the fraction to be equivalent. Alright, so now 3 times 4 is 12. 13 times 4, what's that? 52, I think. Over here, 3 times 4 is 12. And then 3 times 7, that's 21. So now we have this common denominator, so we can go ahead and subtract the numerators. So what's 52 take away 21? 2 take away 1, that's 1. 5 take away 2, that's 3. So 31 over 12 is our final answer. And if you wish to write that in as a mixed fraction, 12 going to 31 over 2 times, with a remainder of what, 7? So 2 and 7, 12 would be your answer if you want to write your answer as a mixed fraction. So that's it.